Back now on Triad today. It's almost time for the Roundtable. Pick up your copy of Yes Weekly, the best paper in the free world. Lots of good stuff in there. I even have a column in there if you dare read it. And on our Roundtable, of course, today, three distinguished gentlemen. As always, Ogie Overman, editor of Jamestown News, and next to him, the CEO, president of the Winston-Salem Urban League, Keith Granberry, and next to him, the distinguished sheriff of Guilford County, B.J. Barnes. A quick thing, J. Paul, our director, I'm going to hold this up and we'll get a shot of it somehow. We'll get a close-up of it later. This is President Obama with Keith Granberry, and this is an official photo. This is not some stage thing. They are friends, and I just want to say thank you for bringing this photo in, and I hope that, you know, I'm hopeful for his re-election chances. On the other hand, BJ is not, so you have to take that up with him later. All right, first topic. Oh, quickly, Sheriff, I want you to do 10 seconds on this. The state wants local jails to house prisoners convicted of misdemeanors. Good idea?
Good idea for the state. I mean, as it stands right now, there's not many counties that can do it as cheap as what the state wants to pay. So they're going to end up losing money every time they keep one.
All right, guys, this is for everybody. Let's get going now. A local pastor wants to establish a program where at-risk youth are taken out of school for part of the school day and bused to local churches where they can receive quote-unquote character development classes. Should public schools turn education over to the churches, even for a class a day? Ogie.
Yeah, we just go through this time and again. You can't do that. I mean, what part of separation of church and state do these people not understand?
Keith.
Absolutely not. You can have an after-school program, so mentoring, tutoring like other places, but they shouldn't be busing kids over to the churches. No.
Sheriff.
Lord help me, but I'm going to have to agree with these two.
All right.
There needs to be a separation.
He's seen the light.
I don't know.
Hallelujah.
I'm not in the Lord helping business, but all right, the state sterilization task force has finally, and I say finally, decided that they can make a suggestion to the General Assembly, which they could have done a year ago. They said, we want to give surviving victims of forced sterilization $50,000 lump sum payment. Guys, I don't even feel like applauding this bunch of people. I know they're good people, but they should have acted a long time ago. The question is, should the legislature embrace this suggestion, get on with it, give the folks the $50,000, do it right away? Ogie.
You know what? I think they should do it immediately, but I think the bidding should start at about $100,000. I think that's way low.
I agree, Keith.
They should get on with it, but $50,000 after you sterilize someone, and you giving people who have been in prison, coming out of prison, you're giving millions of dollars for the loss of their time, and you're going to give someone who's taking away their right to bear children.
I agree.
$50,000, absolutely
too low, Sheriff.
Too low.
This was wrong, but there's 2,000 people that are involved. That's $100 million worth of money coming
if they come forward. So far, 72 people have come forward. And even if 1,000 people came forward, my feeling is go ahead and budget the $100 million, and whoever comes forward, divide it up among them.
Absolutely,
but that's
right.
I'm going to write about that next week, but I just feel very strongly about this. All right, presidential candidate Rick Santorum says that states should have the right to make birth control illegal. What do you think, Ogie?
I think Rick Santorum has the right to drop out of the race and never be heard from again.
Keith.
He doesn't have a chance, and you know what, to win as president.
Yeah, but that's a scary.
It's very scary that someone who was a U.S. senator would even think like that.
Sheriff.
I think that Rick Santorum has the right to his opinion, but I don't agree with it.
The controversy, I know we're past the holidays, but in Claremont, California, controversy is still swirling over the vandalizing of a gay nativity scene. A police sergeant said, he was quoted in the paper, he said, it's a hate crime. Is he right, or are we too liberal in the way we use the term hate crime, guys? Ogie.
No, I think hate crimes are pretty much focused on minorities, blacks, and gays. That's kind of where it started.
But marking up or stealing pieces of a gay nativity scene?
Steal that.
Keith.
I don't know about a gay nativity scene. I've never seen it, but I think that everyone has a right to their own way of life, and I think that if someone is doing something like that, it is considered a hate crime because they're not doing it with a regular nativity scene. Absolutely.
Sheriff.
I think that was a blanket statement that was wrongly made because, just to be honest with you, they don't know who did it and what their motive was. It could have just been some kids deciding they want to tear something up. So let's don't start throwing that out there just to be throwing it out there.
All right, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Meanwhile, in Harrison County, West Virginia, the ACLU is demanding that local government stop funding something called Jesus Fest. Do you have a problem with taxpayers funding a religious festival? Ogie.
Yeah, here we go again. West Virginia.
But if that's what they want.
You can't, not with government money, Jim.
Keith.
No, you can't. You can't fund Jesus Fest. I mean, there's probably 1 million churches in West Virginia. They all should get together and do something like that.
Pay for it instead of asking the government.
Yes,
BJ, what do you think about
I'm
government?
all for Jesus Fest, but I'm not for the government paying for it.
All right, Greensboro businessman Dennis Quaintance is considering converting the historic Reynolds building in Winston-Salem into a hotel. Good idea, quickly, Ogie.
Yeah, if Quaintance is involved, it's probably going to be a very successful enterprise.
Keith,
Absolutely, great idea.
BJ.
I agree with these guys. He has a track record of making things work.
Are you sick today? Why are you
Yeah,
agreeing
really,
with
this
us?
is wrong with you.
Yeah, something's wrong, BJ. BJ, remember,
Well, for once, you guys are making some kind of sense.
The president has hypnotized him.
he's been.
That ain't gonna happen.
That's the president.
All right, an Indiana state senator has proposed legislation that would make it illegal for singers to mess up the national anthem, like at a public event. They would have to pay a fine of $25. This is serious. Are you okay with a $25 fine for screwing up the national anthem, Ogie?
That you say it's serious, but that cannot possibly be serious.
It is serious.
That is so
It's- Keith.
To have a senator to take his time on something like that, don't they have some legislation to help people?
I doubt it. BJ,
The
quickly.
way I sing, they'd be fining me $25 right away.
And the final topic is the Las Vegas-based Moonlight Bunny Ranch brothel has endorsed Ron Paul for president. Guys, will this put him on top? Ogie.
I like that, Jim. Yeah, this ensures that the Paul campaign will have a happy ending.
Yeah. Keith.
I can't beat that, but absolutely. He should be the front runner in the Republican nomination. Him and BJ should be running on the same ticket.
BJ.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your confidence
Most
in me.
definitely.
No.
All right. Well, that's all the time we. Oh, except for this. A Michigan man claims that the porno movie he purchased contained hidden messages from terrorists. So he called in the police, like BJ, and they watched the sex film over and over again to see if they could see any hidden message. So far, no terrorists have been spotted, but word is that police are hoping to catch someone in the act. And for 3 guys you want to catch in the act, if you can, Ogie and Keith and BJ, and for our president who is here with Ogie, I'm Jim Longworth, and we'll see you on the next Triad.